return here on 120 Sports, on your 120 Sports app. That's Scott Rude. I am Rick Strom. In case you missed it, the Dallas Cowboys played for nothing, and the Detroit Lions played for something. A very tight game in the first half, and going into halftime, it was 21-21. Dak Prescott, solid game in this one, throwing for 212 yards and 3 scores. Ezekiel Elliott, also really good. The rookie sensation had 80 yards and 2 touchdowns on 12 carries. Nobody had a better day than Dez Bryant. 4 catches, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also threw a touchdown pass to Jason Witten. Detroit was led by their quarterback Matthew Stafford and tailback Zach Zenner. Stafford threw for 260 yards and a pick. He would find the end zone with a quarterback sneak. Zenner had 67 yards and 2 scores for the Lions, but it wouldn't be enough. Cowboys beat the Lions 42-21. Ezekiel Elliott and the Cowboys looked like this before tonight's game. The Detroit Lions looked anything but after the game. In a must-win situation, they falter in the second half, and now they got to play the Green Bay Packers. What happens next week with Detroit?
Green Bay, I think, wins convincingly. These are two teams that are going in different directions. I think Matthew Stafford is not the problem. I think that the trenches on both sides, the defensive line for the Lions has been one of their hallmarks for a long time. They lost their 2 best members, in my opinion, and now they've filled it in pretty well over the last 2 years, losing Sue, losing Fairley. But their offensive line, it catches up with Matthew Stafford. He got rocked 4 times tonight. And there were more hits, but there was 4 of them. And I watched the entire game where I was concerned that every time he wasn't going to get up healthy, what are you doing? Now they no longer control their own. They do control their own destiny in terms of winning the North, but losing to Green Bay, that would have still been a soft pillow to fall on with the win today. It was a tough ask. What are you going to go into Jerry World where they're 6-1, they're the best team in football, and they didn't take the foot off the pedal? This was a game where the Cowboys were better. The story now is the Lions have to beat the Packers. I don't see it happening.
No, I don't
Washington, because of the loss to Detroit, they control their own destiny because of the tie and only 6 losses. Dallas, their issue, I think, is just very interesting. Jerry Jones is going, I can only imagine how many press conferences he's going to hold in the next 5 days. He has said that he's enjoying stirring up the controversy, even though the beauty is Romo could play all 60 minutes next week and there isn't a quarterback controversy. He could throw 5 touchdowns for 420. And no one is worried. Dak Prescott is definitively not just a quarterback in 2016.
Right.
Romo hopefully is traded for value if you're Steve Jones.